Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, everybody. Welcome to the supplement.
Yes, welcome.
Welcome back, guys. Welcome to 2022. Yeah, looking forward to the show. And I've missed you, boys. Where you been?
Yeah, it's been too long, man.
Christmas
Been too
holiday.
long.
Yeah, it took a little break. I think we all needed a little bit of a break to wind down and come back recharged.
Yeah, but what a start to 2022. So,
Bang.
where do we start? Do we start with crypto? Wow, it's been a bit of a bloodbath beginning of the month. Do we look at the forex markets? They've been pretty unpredictable. And then, if we're looking at the US stocks and commodities, it's just been a crazy start to the year, guys. Just really don't know where to start, to be honest.
Yeah. And it's not looking well. We'll save that for the rest of the show, but yeah, it's gonna be an interesting ride this year. That's for sure. Money to be made, though.
Definitely.
Yeah. I'm looking forward to this year, and I think throughout the show we'll probably talk a little bit about what we see for the rest of the month, what we see for the rest of the year. We got a lot of stuff to get through, so I think we could kick it off with some news events.
Yeah, just gonna say quickly before we jump into that, guys. What have you been up to since the beginning of the year? Obviously, I haven't seen you, on a live stream for quite a while. So, what's news? Have you been looking at anything in particular? And then and I think that'll just steer us straight into the news stories we're gonna look at.
Yeah, well, for me, I like my crypto, and I'll be honest, I got my tail handed to me. I got burnt. I had taken about like maybe 5 days off, and no stop losses, doing really reckless stuff. And then I was home quarantining with my 2 kids. My son's school picked up, had a close contact. So anyways, during that time, dealing with them, they end up getting a bit sick. And I had some severe losses, the market dumped, and I didn't have any sort of safeties on it. So I'm like, these lessons, you've experienced them already. Why aren't you paying attention? But that's how it goes. It'll be made back.
Yeah, that's the thing with crypto. It's so volatile. It's sometimes it's hard to put in a sensible stop loss because you just get such a movement, and then the market will go back in the direction he was originally looking at. So it is difficult, to be honest.
Absolutely.
But crypto, well, just what a start to the year. So before Christmas, I can remember all the moon boys, 100K. Absolutely no chance. So, Bitcoin absolutely got slaughtered. And Mandela, if you can pull up the story for me, and we'll quickly touch on why Bitcoin's dropping.
There we go.
Yeah, so I'm just going to look at the other screen. But so Bitcoin, it lost 50% of its value since last year. So, we went from 60K, hovering just above 30. And, some of the key takeaways. So great article here. We'll post the link in the comments. But for me, what's the reason behind it? I think we're looking at governance of crypto. And I think Ripple and the SEC, I think that's the barometer which way we're going to go. But first of all, they are looking into taxing crypto. We are looking at regulation for 2022, and I believe that's going to happen. Yes. That's one thing, for sure. And if you notice with Bitcoin, I've definitely noticed it since I've been charting the last couple of weeks, is Bitcoin's correlating quite nicely with the US 30, and we'll touch on that later on. But if we to go through it, Bitcoin is getting squeezed, and if we to go through it, the Biden administration, they're looking into Bitcoin, they're looking into all cryptos, and I think the reason for that is for tax purposes. I know the UK. So us in the UK for sure, we HMRC, they're looking now. They want a tax return on your crypto, and that's definitely going to push the price down. It's definitely going to scare investors away. Investors want a tax-free investment. That's what they're looking for. They're definitely looking for the best bang to the buck. So when we start seeing regulation coming in, we can start. People getting a little bit spooked, a little bit upset in the market, and starting to walk away from it. So Bitcoin, I think we'll touch on it later, exactly what I think is going to happen. But for me, as an investor, I certainly wouldn't be buying Bitcoin within the next 6 months. As a day trader, for sure, there's some great opportunities to make some money with Bitcoin. But yeah, this article, is from investorpedia.com. It's well worth a read. I think it's a good article. But yeah, I think with Bitcoin, with most cryptos, it's going to be a tough year. So as you can see in my name for today, the Bitcoin Bear. Guys, I'm definitely not positive on Bitcoin. Would appreciate any comments, any feedback, if you think it's bullish and why. And I'd be happy then to have that discussion with you. And I'll tell you why it's bearish. And I'm 100% convinced we're going to see a big decline in cryptocurrencies this year, 2022.
Yeah, I agree. You said a lot of stuff there. I think one of the things that resonates with me, Andrew, is that there is the regulation aspect. And I think within the last 2 weeks, the tax organization in the US have come out and said that if an exchange is mining crypto, that's not taxable as long as they're not selling it. So I think that's a very positive thing, very bullish thing for crypto as well. And I think only time will tell how the regulations get rolled out and how they're implemented. But I do think it's a positive thing where people are feeling more comfortable moving into the crypto space.
So
Absolutely.
Just regards to the regulation. So for me, I think it's a positive thing. Now, I know a lot of people out there who got into crypto and they wanted to be decentralized, and it was like, F the government, we want our own currency. That's never going to happen. If you think that's going to happen, just give your head a wobble and wake up. And it's true, guys, isn't it? It's absolutely true. Okay?
It is.
So I think regulation for the currency will be good. And my reason for that is it will stop potential scams. It'll stop people potentially losing life savings and things like that. So I think regulation, it's not a bad thing. I don't agree with tax. I just don't think tax is theft without a doubt. Yeah, but I think regulation of crypto, I think it'll be a good thing, and I think it'll be good for the people in the norms. I think that will drive price down initially, but I think once it's regulated, I think that will bring a whole new level of investment into crypto. And I think for the likes of us three who've been hodling, since 2016, 2017, that's a great thing. We got in so early into crypto, guys, so we're in a really, really positive situation. So that's how I see it at the moment. But I believe Bitcoin is down. We may as well let's go into it now, shall we? So
there we go.
So I think tonight's the Super Bowl, and I believe every other advert tonight will be crypto led.
Yes.
Okay, that's a big statement. Okay.
Yeah, so let's pull me back on this statement next month. I think we will see crypto adverts tonight on the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I think they've already projected it. Three big exchanges. You've got Crypto.com, which is now the new branded name for the Staples or former Staples Center. You've got the crypto exchange FTX. I think they've got a big spot on the Super Bowl lined up for tonight. And you've got Binance, the biggest exchange. So these things are just going to be massively pumped, put into the public psyche, and buy. I think we will see.
Guys. So halftime show. We're gonna have just JT, Johnny Jackson. I don't watch it, I'm from the UK. But guys, we're gonna have the halftime show. People are gonna be on their cell phones now. They're gonna download the app. Yeah, they're gonna have had a couple of birds, couple of chicken wings. Off they go. They're gonna start buying into Bitcoin. So I believe Bitcoin will have an artificial pump within the next week or two. Yeah. Then I think we will see a big institutional rug pull within the next month. And
where do you see it reversing? What price action? Or maybe.
So if we do see the rug pull, guys, I think 32K is a very realistic price.
32K, okay.
Yeah.
And
so you don't see any upside from today moving forward?
Yeah, we could probably see an upside to about 52,500. Looking at that chart, maybe.
Okay, is it possible to save a little bit of this for the chat and charts?
Okay,
just a little bit, because we have a chat and chart section. So this is our first time having a chat and chart section. Yeah. But I did want to just say with the Super Bowl, I think it's a good timely episode to have during this time. And like you guys said, this could be big for crypto. I think a lot of people are also expecting over 100 million viewers to look at, I think it's Snoop Dogg, Dr. Dre, Eminem. Maybe they're going to be talking a little bit about some of their NFTs that they earn. That would be huge. Yeah, NFTs could be great.
Snoop's a big Metaverse player as well.
Yeah. There's a few.
I know we're diverse in here, but NFTs. So I get alerts every day, like Snoop Dogg, 50 Cent, Jay-Z. They've bought this NFT. They've bought that NFT. It's all right for them, guys. They're multi-million.
Yeah, they can throw money.
A couple of hundred Ethereum to them. It's like loose pocket change in it. But I'm gonna get on the Super Bowl tonight, and I'm gonna be fingers crossed. Please be a crypto ad. But we'll see what happens. But we'll get back to the charts later.
You heard it here first, guys. You heard it here first. I would say take a sip of your favorite beverage every time you see a crypto ad. I think that would be a good night. It could be tea, it could be coffee. Whatever you like.
You gotta know how the game is played, right? You know, the promotion ads.
Who's playing? Who's playing tonight?
So it's the Cincinnati Bengals versus the LA Rams. So interesting stat. They have I think it's the AFC team, which is if Cincinnati Bengals win, then there's probably going to be a better chance of a decline in the stock market this year. If the LA Rams win, usually that's the NFC team, then there's usually an up year in stocks.
Oh, I didn't know there was a correlation.
So do you know what? I'm gonna take a bet on not the Rams. Who's it?
The Cincinnati Bengals.
They're the underdogs.
Big time.
I'm going for them, man.
Big time.
I think it's a guy who he bets heavily every year, and he's like a mattress distributor, like a mattress company. And this year, I think he put like $4 million, 4.1 or $2 million on the Bengals to win. Last year, he bet like $1 million, and I think he lost it. So I think it's doubling up or quadrupling up this year for it.
Yeah,
Hopefully,
I also
So you guys going for then? Go on, give a crazy bet.
So the underdog is definitely the Bengals. I think that the whole city of Cincinnati have said that if they want to take the day off tomorrow, they can, and they're predicting a win. I think it's the first time that they would have ever won the Super Bowl, and the school system has already been shut down for tomorrow in anticipation of a win. So the public schools have closed, some of the private schools have closed. So I'm going for the underdog. In trading, it seems to work. So why not in the Super Bowl?
So just to recap what you mentioned. Correlation historically before is the NFC, the AFC.
Yeah, so the AFC. So it's the AFC team. If they win, then there's usually a down year following that in the stock market. If the NFC team win, that's the LA Rams is the NFC team. Then there'll be an up year.
And that's the reason why. So just looking at the US 30 charts, I see a downturn within the next couple of months. So that's why I'm definitely going for the underdog.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. PJ?
I mean, I'm a chart guy too, man. So, and I like the underdogs. The odds are better if you're gonna bet on it, right? So I think it's like 4-1 or something like that.
Yeah, it is 4-1. But yeah, interesting times. The other thing I was gonna say is this is one of the NFTs. Snoop Dogg's tweeted this tonight, earlier today. So if you see this is what we're talking about. A lot of people, I think, are looking for the Bored Ape Yacht Club NFTs. And there's also somebody said that they may be releasing their new brand called Mega Mutants during the Super Bowl. So we'll see. It's a lot. It depends how far you want to go down the rabbit hole.
Yeah. And I see a lot of them collaborating with each other. So you've got one that specializes in like pastel colors, and I've seen now one of those Bored Apes do a collection with pastel artists. So it seems like it's just this snowball that's just getting bigger and bigger. I personally don't find, it's something that I want to invest in right now, but I know I'm probably going to regret it, man. I had a few opportunities to get on some Neo NFTs, and it was the hassle of it. It was just overwhelming at the point.
But to me, it seems quite a bit of a niche as well, or a bit of bit of an exclusive club, like the Bored Apes, etc., and things like that. So for me, we can go on to crypto.com NFT right now. We can buy a couple of NFTs for $50, $100, $200, but they ain't worth solid holiday. So so to me, it's a bit of an exclusive club, and at the moment, for me to spend X amount of Ethereum on an NFT, I'm not in that club at the moment, guys. I'm not there for sure.
Absolutely.
Just wanted to remind people to post SFX in the chat. I wanted to say thank you to everybody who is watching live before we forget, and we could talk about this all day. We could make this a 5-hour show easily, but thanks to everybody who's watching live, who's decided to kick it with us on this Saturday afternoon or morning if you're in New York. Just post SFX with a hashtag, and we will enter you into a prize draw before the end of the show. Got a couple of messages here.
Yeah, so I've just seen the message now. So I say, Terry, too cool. She's going for a full China set the way she's going.
Appreciate it, Terry.
Okay. So welcome, Terry. Thank you. She's a great support, and really appreciate you being here.
Yeah. She's saying, she's enjoying the content. I think between the three of us, we all have different sort of strengths, and I think the show kind of brings it out of us. But I don't want to forget the people in the chat, because they really, you are investing your time to kind of chill with us. So just a reminder, post SFX in the chat and you'll be entered. So should we go to the next, one of the next stories? I think we had Meta.
Oh, yes. So somebody's sucking limes this week.
Serves him right.
Oh, man, Mark Zuckerberg, Jeez, what a decline. Facebook did a massive drop. They were hovering around, $330 per share price. Yeah. And they did a massive drop, almost like $110 drop, which I think resulted in, let me see if I can find the exact figures, but I know, what was it, like almost a $200 billion correction. I think it was like crazy. Historically the largest one-day drop in history in the stock market.
What was the fundamental reason for that? Like the news reason? What was the talk on the street?
So basically, the talk on the street was Facebook comes out disappointing with earnings, and then they also had a shrinking in their users. I think so it was expected that they were going to have 30 billion for the last quarter, and they had 27 billion. That was the first domino.
Yeah, because for me, like I said, I don't follow the news. I just read the charts. And if you look at round, I think it's about 310. If you look at 310, we've got like a nice. I don't know if you can just. I know we're taking over the chatting charts here. But if you look at, if you draw a line in at 310,
there won't be a chatting charts anymore. We're just gonna
so if you look about three, can you put a line in for me?
Where do you want? You want a line? Another line? Can we save line? Can we have one rule? No lines until chatting charts. Okay, I'll do one.
Okay.
Where do you want it?
No, sorry. We'll have a horizontal, please. Around 310. Just go on.
310.
That's it. Exactly there.
Okay, there we go.
Yeah, guys, if you look at that, so for me, I wouldn't. I'm not interested in what's being said. Blah blah blah. Just not interested in that. But yeah, guys, look at.
Okay. Mind you, there is a big gap.
If you go back to the weekly, if you can go back to the weekly for me.
Sure.
So I wouldn't trade. Yeah, so if you look at that, guys, that was a massive support level that we came through. Yeah, it's a massive support level. And if you look, guys, perfection. Yeah, and look at that. Like we came through that support. Yeah, we had a pullback. Then we had a false breakout. You can see the tall wick above that line. Yeah. That's what we call a false breakout. And then boom, look at that. Yeah, so that's a perfect. I don't trade Facebook or Meta, but that's a perfect selling opportunity.
On the day chart, you saw a major gap up. What's your thoughts on that gap being filled?
Gaps always fill. The gaps always fill, and then the market will take its correct direction. So as a day trader, I would take that trade. That's probably a good buying opportunity short term.
Absolutely.
Gaps always fill, guys. And historically, if you look at it, you got gaps here. You can see they fill.
I'm thinking.
And then once the gap fills, the market. I've got my finger on the screen. You guys can't see it. But the gaps down. then the gap will fill, then the market will go back down, and vice versa, guys. That's how the charts work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's it. But while you talked about that, I think it's important to mention that there are different types of traders. So you have people who are short term, who are looking at trades like this, and then you have people who are more focused on investing and longer term. So just having that ability, and I know we'll probably mention this later when we actually have the chat about charts. But if you're looking at making a trade for a day, then you have a different mentality or different outlook than somebody who's looking for the next 6 months, rest of the year.
Sure.
Right.
For sure. Yeah. I just want to quickly go back. I just want to go back to the chat. Ryan, he's like one of my favorite guys. You know that. Me and Ryan have a bit of a bromance. Ryan, it's hashtag SFX.
Oh my goodness. Okay, so SFX, hashtag SFX, you'll get one of these nice
unless
mugs.
Ryan's cheating on us and watching a different channel, guys. I'm not happy with that.
He's not. Yeah. Thank you, Ryan. Shout out to Ryan. He actually won a hat. So we'll give away a hat as well. A signature FX hat.
Oh, that's tight.
Ryan, one of those. Nice. Yeah.
But guys, before we go on to the next subject, we'll say, all these people wearing hats and mugs. I just got visions like when I touch down in Bermuda, I get off the plane. Just everyone's just got
audience at SFX hat.
Put the SFX merch on, all supplied by Just for Kicks, I hope, and everyone will be looking good.
Yeah. Everybody's liking the gaps always fill. I think we should come up with a couple phrases this show that are these are the phrases. Gaps always get filled. People need that type of quick saying.
So I'm happy to pull some charts up, not in this video, maybe some other time. We'll just go live. We'll just do a live stream some random time. We'll actually go through the charts and I'll show you the gaps always get filled. Very rare occasion they don't. So all happen is for prices on a downtrend, if it gaps up on a downtrend, it will fill the gap. The price will reverse. It will go up. It'll fill the gap, and then it'll continue the downtrend to where the price was going. I'm happy to show that to you guys and to show a bit of history, how it happens.
And that's just it, man. I think a lot of people, when they see these charts, they get overwhelmed and intimidated by them. But it's little key points like this that could really help somebody, even if they're long term. I heard people say, "Oh, I'm in it for the long term," and I'm like, you could be in it for the long term, but it wouldn't hurt to sort of prepare yourself for some turbulent times. I've spoken to a few people and they're like, they want to buy this stuff or that stuff. And when I look at the charts, it's had like this ridiculous run for the last 8 to 9 months, and it's unreasonable to think that there's not going to be any pullbacks. You know what I mean? Or sensible pullbacks. So, that's one thing I want to just emphasize to people that have that mindset, like long term. Like, yes, there is the benefit of holding it for a long term, but you have to be a bit more savvy sometimes. You can protect yourself, right? So it's good to know.
Absolutely.
Totally agreed. And what happens is normally people bite off more than they can chew. So they'll
position size
the position size normally always 9 times out of 10 is too big. And when they do get the pullback, when they do get the correction, they end up getting stopped out. Whereas if they trade in the correct lot size, they wouldn't happen. So again, something else we can talk about. We have a lot size calculator at Signature FX, and if anyone wants the lot size calculator, just drop it in the comments below, and we'll send that out to you as well.
Yep. I think lots of good information. I think in terms of the last thing I wanted to say when we were talking about Meta, before we move on, was the Metaverse. And I know this is something that's running in the background right now. A lot of people are saying this is crazy. We don't actually think that this could actually be a reality. But if we remember, we all thought about that about Bitcoin. We all thought about that thought the same thing about crypto.
And the
internet. So trying to stay on top of that. And I think one of the sleeper plays for the Metaverse, everybody's looking at the coins, people are looking at the chips, the computer companies, the Google, the goggles. But I do think that Disney is gonna just completely crush it, because imagine having a Star Wars world, Andrew, where you just go into Star Wars and you can speak to everybody who loves Star Wars just like you.
And just to piggyback
I'm sorry.
The benefit of Disney is that they have a physical place. You know what I mean? So they could have they've got this content that's 40, 50 years old. And they've
Yeah.
got all that content that could now be just digitized and turned into NFTs on the metaverse. It's Disney, I think, is a great play, but I think the macro events that are happening in the world, I think it might be a good time to just watch it first. Just stay on the sidelines and wait for a clear bottom out.
So guys, gotta say, it's 2022 and it's the first time you've triggered me live on air. Disney Star Wars.
I knew those two words together would get you going.
So listen, guys, if anyone does watch this or anyone's watching, I love Star Wars, but Disney Star Wars on the sequels, please, it just didn't happen for me. But no, you're right enough. The metaverse is happening, guys. So VR is happening, and I'm a big Oculus Rift fan. You know that. I'm into my gaming, and I use that quite a lot. It is going to happen, and we've been given signs, we've been given messages about that. There's been plenty of content coming out regarding the metaverse. So for sure, it's happening, and it's giving people the opportunity, not just for gaming. I can see virtual classrooms. I can see people putting on their headsets, where they could do a safari vacation, or they can actually be part of a live a live case study just by using VR. So it's definitely going to happen, guys. I think the days of going out, to offices, these universities, maybe these buildings that cost lots of money in rent, per month, where you can actually stay at home, put on your headset, and off you go. And you're actually there. You're there on location. So for me, VR is definitely happening, and for that, I think I wouldn't write Facebook off yet. I think I would look at Facebook. I would chart Facebook up. I'd find a couple of the lows, a couple of the support levels. I'd be setting pending buy orders there, because I think Facebook's a big player. Disney, I don't talk about Disney, but yeah, I think Facebook. I think they're going to be a big player for sure in the future. They're massive. This is a blip. Yeah, if a couple of years time or a couple of months time, we'll zoom out to a monthly or yearly chart, and that sell off we've seen last month, it'll be nothing. It'll just be a correction in the market to where Facebook's ultimately going to go.
We have to consider the geopolitical sort of events that are going on. You know what I mean?
Yes,
That's
right
that's
now.
the curveball right now. You know what I mean? And that's the thing that's kind of got me like, it's another ingredient to the recipe that could cause a major upset and the volatility. The troops are lining up, and I wouldn't like for it to happen, but it's looking like two nations, a few nations that might be going at it, and the market always reacts, right? So that's something that to be wary of.
So just one thing to anyone's looking, you might think, how can you guys get the news from the charts? Ultimately, the charts are live. The charts are from fear and greed. So when you see people buying, it's greed, and when you see the red candle, it's fear. And that's what the charts move in. So what it is, we got people. Charts are live. They're like a living thing. It's people who are buying and people who are selling, and people are buying and selling from the news, or they're buying and selling, from fear or greed. And that's why we see it, and that's why we're seeing the movement in the charts. It's actually people's emotion that's actually moving the market and moving the charts that we analyze. So we're not marking up or analyzing just some lines on a chart. So what'll happen is when you're seeing a potential bearish movement on the chart, for example, the US 30, that's telling you the market is scared. That's telling you people are afraid to put their money maybe into the US economy, and potentially that does tell you that we could see some escalations in the Ukraine for sure, and that's what the charts tell me. And Mandela, I think you're more experienced in the charts myself, but that's how I read them.
Yeah, I think you're right. I did have to pop off real quick to fix the camera, but I do want to just say in terms of fundamentals and technicals. So you have technicals where I think most people are comfortable looking at a chart and seeing if it's going to go up or down. You also have to kind of build into your toolbox the ability to look at the macro data and that's what I was going to kind of go and speak to next, if you guys were cool with that.
Yeah, cool, yeah.
So that's things like inflation. That's things like what's going on in terms of, even the geopolitical aspect plays into it. It's the central banks of the world. So just trying to get people to appreciate the importance of it, because you could be a day trader and you could get away with just sitting at your computer and only focusing on charts. You can get away with that on an average day. But after a few days, you could have, an inflation number that came out on Thursday, sorry. And what happens after the inflation is
the whole sentiment of the market.
The entire sentiment of the market is just gone. And I just wanted to show you guys the inflation number came in hot, just like this.
Coming in hot.
So being aware of inflation coming in hot, and I just want to say a shout out to Mr. Photogenic. For those of you outside of Bermuda, he is the comedian that voices that sample.
Yeah.
And it's a phenomenon in Bermuda. But no, on a serious note, imagine you're a soldier walking through a field. If you're a day trader, you have a very short distance to get from point A to point B.
Okay.
Imagine I know where all the landmines are. It's the inflation number, it's the employment numbers, it's GDP, it's the government
Non-farm.
debt, non-farm payrolls. If you decide that you don't want to know where the landmines are, you might be okay for a day or two, and that's fine. But I think adding where those landmines are, where the macro data is and what it means and how it's going to push your stock, I think, or your crypto, whatever it is a very key element in fully understanding investing. And why not have that information? Would you rather just lose a limb by standing on some landmine? So bringing that back to trading, it helps when you know what the macro data is. That gives you the catalyst, and then you can look at the technicals to get your levels, where to get in, where to get out, where your targets and things like that. That's kind of how I look at it.
You just have a clearer picture to navigate, right?
Yeah,
it must.
Exactly.
It's perfectly put, to be honest, and I just think that's really, really good advice. But the only thing, like with myself, so I say it all the time, I don't look at the news, but I trade much larger time frames than other people. So when I post in our groups, I'm going long on Bitcoin or short on Bitcoin, probably people are like, a day or two later, the price hasn't moved or it's gone the other way. But I'm looking at a chart, I'm looking weeks down the line or potentially months down the line. So that's where I'm at. Because from my experiences, the news is always old news unless you're there on location. Yeah, unless you're the person delivering that news. So the time we receive news that, you say Musk's done a tweet or Russia's gone to war, guys, there's people in Wall Street, Canary Wharf, etc. They already know they leap the streets ahead of us, and that's why I think as a retail trader, I try to stay away, because I remember when I first started trading, me and Mandela back in Birmingham, UK, many moons ago. I'd have my laptop open. I used to have I'd have a desk full of screens. I was thinking I was the Wolf of Wall Street. Behind me, then I used to have Bloomberg playing. Thinking I was the king, But it never ever played out for me, because the news is always second hand. So the time I heard the news, the market's already moved. So yeah, on a shorter time frame for sure, but for me, so I like to do my technicals, look at a larger time frame, and from there, normally I have a good idea which way the news is going to go, so to speak. So
yeah, I completely get it. I understand everybody's different, everybody's strategy. It's like your signature, right? I can't tell you how to draw how to write your signature. I find for me, it gives me a signpost. The other thing is you can say, okay, when inflation came in hot on Thursday, Bitcoin was at 40 whatever thousand. It gives you something to a reference point to kind of to add to your analysis.
It definitely gives you an indication which way the market's going to go. If it's favorable for gold or the dollar. Now that's probably the best example I could use. So sometimes after we get the non-farm payrolls or unemployment data, it gives me a good indication. If I'm going to do a cheeky scalp on gold, which way to go for sure. So yeah, totally agreed.
Yeah. So I did want to just quickly cover some of them. So non-farm payroll, that's a big one that I like to watch. It used to be more important, but it's basically the number of employed people in the U.S. and it excludes the farmers working in the U.S. because farming is seasonal. But basically, it covers about 80% of all employees in the U.S. And up until basically, inflation started making headlines, a lot of people were looking at non-farm as, a good indicator of how the economy was doing. You see a big drop it was March 2020, where that huge drop came in non-farm payrolls. And it's those sorts of things that would move the market. And that's why I like to keep an eye on these, because if I hear that there's a big non-farm surprise, there's probably going to be some sort of change in what I'm looking at, whether it's crypto, whether it's commodities, and I want to kind of at least be prepared. That's how I look at it. The other one is CPI, so that's more in terms of inflation. It measures and examines the average of a basket of goods. It includes things like transportation, food, services, medical care, things like that. But the reason I like inflation or CPI is because it's one of those things that impacts us all. So this shows you all the way back to 1980 rather, excuse me. So we're currently at 7.5%. So that's the highest that we've been in 40 years. And on Thursday gone, everybody was expecting for it to be 7.3 and it ended up being 7.5. And that's how we got that shock. And then on top of that, we got the central bank, Bullard, coming out, and Bullard says, in order to fight inflation, we're going to have to raise interest rates. And basically, this is what happens in the U.S. market. Stocks didn't like that. And the chart on the left is the S&P, also known as the SPOOs. So you have to kind of have your finger on the pulse, because if you're just going in and looking at a moving average crossover or Fibonacci retracement, sometimes those things work. I would say 90% of the time, those things work really, really well. But if you have surprise news like a geopolitical or even the inflation, when the inflation announcements are coming out, they're broadcast well in advance. The Federal Reserve interest rate announcements, central bank interest rates announcements, those are broadcast in advance. So you can put those on your calendar and say, okay, today I don't know what's going to happen, but I need to be on my toes.
Yeah, no, agreed.
That's how I look at it.
That's right. Yeah. Definitely agreed. They what I call the market movers. So you're right. These are what change. So if you're looking at a chart, for example, you're in a downtrend, and you're in bullish momentum. These are the market movers. These are these are the landmine, as Mandela said earlier. They're the landmine that can actually flip the market around, push it back in a bullish direction. So yeah, that's a great example, Mandela, and it's
Thank you.
Some good information there. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you. The last thing I wanted to just show was so in order to try and reduce inflation or control inflation, one of the things the Federal Reserve is going to have to do is they're going to have to stop buying and stop printing, stop buying financial assets and bonds. And one of the things that I think have been ignored by a lot of people is the size of their balance sheet. So they have over $9 trillion at the end of this year. They're projected to have more than $9 trillion in bonds and financial assets, things like mortgage-backed securities and things like that. So in order to get this balance sheet down, if you look all the way back to 2008, that's where they were at the start of the 2008 financial crisis. And they've come a long way since then. You can see there's a small dip in between 2015 and 2020. That's when they were starting to try to sell some assets. But I guess that's the next step, because you always want to be moving to where the puck is going. So it's great to talk about how things look today, but what's happening tomorrow? How can I use this in my trade? And is the key. So I think once the Federal Reserve starts to sell assets, I do think that there could be, let's put it this way, there could be a reaction from the stock market. I look at the markets like a very, very sensitive child. And if you take away their candy, they may not react the way that you expect it. Let's put it there.
Like me.
and to piggyback with that, Fob, they also give you clues. I just put a link on the side chat for you to pull up if you can. But
Yeah.
they give you clues with the news. Like now, Congress lawmakers encouraged or being banned or stop purchasing stocks. So that almost gives, looking at the long run up, using the technical and then macro events, looking at that long run up, this seems like the perfect exit plan for him to
Yeah.
get out of stocks. So knowing that, and I have to find these for the next show. I'll try to find the link. There was a website that pretty much showed you the holdings of Nancy Pelosi and all of the other sort of congressmen, and you could see that they've done pretty well. Not trying to say any conspiracy or anyone, but things look a bit bit fishy.
No, this goes back to my point earlier. It's about inside trading or news releases. Is that, like, end of the day, we're not institutional traders. We're retail traders. Yeah, we do it for fun, hobby, pocket money, whatever we do. Yeah. So that's my point. Is that sometimes the news for us, it's a little bit second hand, or it's a little bit late. But I can guarantee, these guys, Congress, whoever's there, they get it hot off the press, or as it happens, they know, guys, for sure.
The ban just conveniently was placed after they've had one of the best years in a long time, or 2 years in a long time. So, not trying to say anything fish is going on, but it looks like something, to look into.
But it is fishy, because if you trade in the Forex markets or the crypto markets with a broker, it's a zero-sum game. So before you start, you're in a loss. A lot of people don't realize that. For example, when you place your trade, they take a commission off you. They take a spread off you. Yeah, they take X amount of pips. A lot of traders don't realize this. They're going to open an account with, for example, Saxo Bank or FX Choice, whoever it's going to be. It's a zero-sum game. So before you even place a trade, you're in negative equity. So the odds are, as a retail trader, the odds are always against us. So if you're a successful retail trader, kudos to you guys, because you're really good at what you do. And it's the same with investing as well. I think some of the information to us, I wouldn't say it's not second hand, but it's certainly old. So if you're doing well, if you're investing, well done.
Yeah, sure. Yeah, it's not easy, and that was one of the things I wanted to ask you guys, because I think this show is we got the chat and charts to come up, we got giveaways to come up, but I did want to just ask you guys, if you're somebody out there who is on the fence and is like, look, I'm interested in trading, I've been doing it for a little while, but I want to give up. How do I know if I need to give up, or how do I know that it's the right thing for me? What sort of things would you, or what one thing, I guess, would you kind of share with that person, and what's helped you to kind of stick with it?
Charts.
Okay.
Charts,
looking at where you could go.
Where you could go, and historically, the picking good stocks or picking good cryptos, historically, you do see pullbacks, you do see retracements, but if it's a fundamentally sound company, then long term you're in a good space.
Okay, yeah.
If you've been beaten up and not sure, sometimes, Justin, you said one thing, but I know one thing else is really key to partner with that is keeping your emotions in check. Like that loss that I experienced the other day, I hadn't slept that night, and I was feeling a bit down, was feeling sick or whatever. And I woke up and, one of my largest holdings, XRP, was down at like 55 cents. And I'm like, wow. oh man, like I've been in this, I believed in this for the longest while. I even recommended it to people. And here we go. This thing's going back down, possibly down to a lower support. I was thinking it might break 50 cents. So I, not in my correct mind, I sold. I'll say 75% of my position. And I'm like, oh man, what did I do? After I calmed down and checked it over, I'm like, what did I do? And, it rebounded like, I don't know, 25% like a week later. But seeing all that to say, if I would have just kept my emotions in check, I mean, hindsight's 2020, and I wasn't keeping it, I wasn't watching it due to having to deal with my children. But, if I would have kept my emotions in check, I wouldn't have sacrificed a few of them,
Yeah, I got you.
So I had to buy back in higher. Like I still believe in the project, and this case is, we talked about regulation earlier, and this is the year for regulation. And once that regulation gets, outlined and the case is over, I am very confident that we will see a massive uptick. We will see financial institutions fighting to start getting it. But this is not the XRP show, This is
yeah. We could get there. We could get there.
We need to do an XRP show, guys, because I'm the same as you. I think once the SEC settle, and it won't be a one case. Ripple won't win, or the SEC won't win. It'll be settled, and once they do, XRP will pave the way. But interesting for me is one of the sanctions I think the US are going to impose on Russia is they're going to ban SWIFT payments.
So if
you're XRP, please ban SWIFT payments. Because the likes of China, Russia, they're big players, just as much money as us guys in the West.
Asia, APAC.
If they introduce XRP as a preferred payment system, it's going to explode.
Cheaper, faster.
Yeah. So
it will.
So the only bullish crypto. I can't say advice because that's against the regs. I'm bullish. The only crypto I'd be bullish on for 2022 is XRP. Everything else would be bearish at the moment. But back to your question, Mandela. What keeps you going is for me. It's simple. It's being bigger, better, not settling for less or not settling for average. To be honest, the three of us, I myself, got a fantastic career, got a fantastic job, but I just know the work I've put into Forex over the years and into the charts. I know it's destined for something. I haven't done this for nothing. But I also really enjoy it and love it, and that's the difference. I really, really love what I do. So it's something I couldn't walk away from for sure. And at the moment, as long as I'm making a little bit of money, it's even more enjoyable. As well. But no, I just really enjoy what I do, and I just see this as a great skill set, not just for me, but to pass on to family and friends as well. So that's where I see it. But it's.
I know what you mean. I remember the first time I realized what trading was, and I thought, wait, you could just sit down at your computer and you can take your money and compound it into more money. That sounds like a good skill that you want to have.
Yeah. Move it off of this elevator that's moving up to down to this elevator that's moving up. It's
a hard skill because
it is a hard skill.
I've lost some money. I've lost some money in the past. Well, not anymore, but I
comes with the game.
Yeah, it does. It does come with the game.
But for people watching, what I would say is it's a life skill, and if ultimately you can earn yourself part-time income, and if worse come to shove, and if you did become unemployed or lost your job, at least you can make meet your needs maybe, or pay a couple of bills, or just get by until you find something else. And it's better to have some skill than no skill. So that's the way I see it for sure.
Yeah.
Are you beating the bank's interest rates?
That's it right there.
It's not hard.
Right there. That's right. 0.000 plus we'll charge you a fee every month. So I just wanted to remind people one last time to remember to just post in the chat. I think next up we can finally get to the chatting about charts if you guys are ready to move there.
Yeah, we've been itching those.
We can have a look at some of the charts. Let's see. Which chart do you guys want to start with? I have Ripple here. I don't know if this is a good one or a bad one to start with.
Emotionally, we can start
off with something else.
I'm PJing with you, so I'm emotionally attached to Ripple.
But it looks like a W is being formed. What do you think? You think that's support at 50 or 65 cents or whatever was that?
So if you want to look for solid support, look at 66 cents or 67 cents.
66 cents right here.
Yeah, look at that, guys. That's pretty solid.
I'm getting sick looking at it even more, man. Like I sold on that wick.
That is
right. This red one here.
Yeah, that's
the major one. No, the wick, the most bottom wick you could find.
This one.
That's when I panicked and sold.
That's the emotion coming in.
Around the week of January 17th or whenever that was.
Don't sell on a wick, guys. Don't buy on a wick. Don't sell on a wick. So
Hell no.
make a note of that. Yeah.
Yeah.
A wick is a rejection. Yeah, it's a test. A wick is a testing point. So that's the market testing the price. And what'll happen if you're gonna take a bearish or bullish movement in that direction? It'll actually close out what we call a Mabuzu break. So something for you guys to Google if you're interested in candlesticks, guys. So be very careful with wicks. They're false breakouts or false indicators. So so for me, Ripple, it looks. That's a lovely level of support. My worry would be that if it broke that support, we could be looking at 20 cents a coin. So PJ, and if that's the case, you've done the right thing. So you can pat yourself on the back for sure.
20 cents a coin. Let's have a look.
No, I bought back. I bought back in.
Higher. You bought back higher. I heard you say that.
No, I caught the 20. I bought back
this is a lesson for everybody.
I bought back at 62 cents. So I sold at 57, pissed at myself, and then I saw the reversal. And I'm like, I'm not, deviating from the original plan. And I think that's what I was really upset at myself at, because, like I said, that night I couldn't sleep the whole night, and I said, let me just check the markets. I'm not feeling well. Let me just check the markets. And in doing that, I felt even worse and panicked. Which I know fundamentally is not what you should do, but at that time, 4:00 in the morning, Vax.
It's easier.
It just wasn't myself. Yeah, absolutely.
Yeah. Easy said and done. So for me, guys, we look at okay. So if I was to read this chart now, I would say we're having a nice bullish momentum. We're having a nice little break to the upside.
Yeah,
I would say that. Yeah, we've broken vertical resistance. I just quickly get my terminology correct. Yes, we've broken some vertical resistance. I'd be expecting a pullback on that price, and then potentially we could be looking back up to around the 90 cents, and potentially let's have a quick look.
We're getting a little closer.
Yeah, we could be looking at a $1 again pretty soon. So yeah, guys, it's to me that looks on a weekly chart, guys. That looks bullish. If I used to trade that, guys,
we got 7 more hours. 7 more hours for that candle to close. So
so for me,
I think we might see a short-term minor pullback. I think we might go down to like about 75 cents.
So I talk about vertical. Here we go, Mandela. I'm going to have to draw mind melt now. When I talk about my vertical support, could you draw that in for me from the, diagonal trend line?
Right here?
Draw that in for me.
From here?
No, sorry,
support?
Not horizontal. We're going diagonal. We're going vertical support. So we're...
So vertical is this way?
So it's... No, that's horizontal. Sorry. Yeah, but I don't want a horizontal line. I want a vertical line.
Okay, this way?
No, it's horizontal. I want a vertical. So
you
from
wick.
Like so yes, that's the one. But when it from the wick, I want it from the wick from 135. Is it one?
The spinning top right there.
That's the spinning top. Yeah, that's the one from the top of that wick. And then if we take that, take that down for me. Just go. That's the one. Yeah, so we can see we're close to having a breakout there.
Yeah.
Yeah, so if the price can close above that line, we could be looking at another move to the upside for Ripple.
Okay.
That's in my opinion. So.
Yeah.
I had marked it out, and it looked like we had broke out already, and this little pullback was the retest of that breakout. But we could move on. But
okay. So the other one I wanted to look at something that has been moving really well lately, and that's oil. So from I guess a trending perspective, oil has done really well since it was negative back in April 2020. March.
So did anyone buy oil at negative?
So
that was a flash.
So right? in our groups, there was some people in our WhatsApp groups that we have. If anybody's interested in joining our WhatsApp groups, please reach out to us, because you can get this type of information. Contact us. They were talking about oil in, I think it was October, and they were saying that oil is something to kind of look out for. I think that the whole geopolitical situation with Ukraine and Russia is helping.
Yeah.
And then the only other one I was going to talk about is gold. So for our 2022 picks, PJ and I picked for it to go up, and I think Andrew just didn't want to agree with us. But we've gotten a break of the top line so far. I had to bring this up, Andrew. But yeah, it's I think it's still too early to tell. Yeah, but it's a good sign. It's a good sign for gold.
So from my opinion, what I've seen for 2022, and obviously with escalating tensions in the Ukraine, the smart money will go into gold, silver, and precious metals. For sure it will. People are not going to pump their money into the dollar. You might see some money go into crypto. So yeah, if it does kick off, over in Eastern Europe, yeah, for sure, I think gold's got some good opportunity. You can make some good gains in gold for sure.
Yeah, definitely. That's a good one.
I've heard one billionaire make another major projection for 2022, and he was shorting some of the major payment providers, Visa, MasterCard. He's very bearish on them, and he's ultra bullish on some of the new technologies that are pretty much set to kind of disrupt them. So that will be very interesting. If you look at the Visa chart, Fab, if you don't mind.
Can you pull up Visa? Sure.
Yeah, V. It's the ticker. I think he's it's looking very, very tempting to follow suit.
Yeah.
Shorten it. You got it on the monthly.
This is a chart? Weekly. You want the monthly?
Yeah, just look at the monthly
chart. That's the monthly there for you.
Now, it looks like we've attempted to make newer highs, and we've got some sort of resistance right there. Yeah. So from there onward, it'll be very interesting to see if we could break through there, but I don't think so. I think we're looking at making head and shoulders or reverse head and shoulders there.
Yep. Yeah, I see that. I see that as well.
Yeah, so it'll be interesting to see how this year plays out. If we're gonna be probably retesting that 160, 140 range.
Yeah. It'll be interesting. I do think that everybody needs to be a little bit cautious about where we go to in the next few weeks. I will be controversial, and I'm gonna say stocks do not always go up. Nothing always goes up, and what goes up eventually does come down at some point. So just being prepared for that. I'm looking at the time, and I think we should get to the competitions because we've had some people wait impatiently. So
where's my mug, man?
Let's have a look at the competitions really quickly. So we have some communities. One of the communities is the Forex community. I don't know if you want to take this one, Andrew.
Yeah, so well done to Wendy again. I think the second competition, I think she might have won in a row now. So Wendy was right on the British pound and US dollar. So well done, Wendy. Congratulations on another great month, another good competition. Thank you.
Yep. Okay, so the next one is the Savvy one. So I'll knock that one out. So we also have the stocks group as well. So congratulations to Shane. He had a company called Baytex Energy. They did really well during the competition. I think he was up about 13% overall. And I think I have a nifty little chart here to show you. He got in at where the green arrow is, almost in the center of the chart.
Nice.
Competition started, and I think it was January 7th. He got in and he had a nice 13% gain, and he was the winner for that one.
That's great.
And then PJ, I don't know if you want to take the crypto one.
Yeah, I don't think I've got the details for it yet.
Let's see here. I got sorry about that.
Yes, we had an over and under sort of competition. Congratulations to team. No, that's tonight, right? I mean,
that's right now. That's 12 o'clock. So that was at 12 o'clock today.
12 o'clock p.m. or in the morning. Well, it doesn't look like it's anywhere close unless we got a surprise. So yeah, congratulations to Team Under for putting in your bets. Not that I wanted to be under, but yeah.
This is it.
Congratulations.
All right, there we go. That was it. I think we were, yeah, we did get close to it. I was trying to figure out a number. I was gonna put 95 cents, and you know,
I think $1 was too generous. That's a bit of a benchmark, to be honest. So it's beginning of the year, so bit of an easy one to start, maybe.
Yeah. And then there was also last month's winner, PJ.
Depot. No, I didn't know too much about this one. He put me onto that one, but congratulations, Derek. You know, you got a nice little 10% kickoff of yours, and I saw a lot of people had some interesting selections, some wishful ones, but you never know if crypto is very volatile.
And again, Derek, just you know, he's a great contributor to the group, isn't he? You know, just like 10%. If any of us are taking that on Derek's advice, you know, be 10% to the good in a month. It's also brilliant. It's really good. It's really good.
Yeah, I think that's a great thing. If they had any futures?
Yeah, where you could buy them. The futures of those, you know, going to little
I think
stand.
you might be able to. There's only certain exchanges that have it. But this is where I get my information, is from the communities. So
absolutely. This is a real small market cap. 28 million. So yeah, he was shooting for the moon with this one.
Yeah,
if you're a long time holder, hope it goes well for you.
Yeah, definitely. I was just gonna quickly. Sorry, go ahead.
Yeah, I was just going to ask, obviously, before we wrap things up, if we can just go through everyone's comments. And if anyone does want to stay on, we might just go through a couple more charts in our spare time. But just appreciate everyone who's here and watching. So thank you.
So we got some comments from Terry. So we also had a few Signature FX comments, so we can do those giveaways in a second. Also, the Goddard's Ministry podcast, R&R, thank you. I'm going to be, they've actually asked me to be interviewed on their podcast. So that's going to happen in March. I'm really excited to be featured on there. So thank you, Tara, for staying tuned and for posting. Bermuda Bliss is also watching and listening. Everybody's trying to get that hat and that mug. Ryan Williams, who is
not in the competition.
He's not in the competition because he didn't put an X at the end. So maybe he wants to give somebody else a chance to win, probably. He already has, like you said, the full China set. So I'm trying to think of other phrases to come up with, like gaps always get filled, but I'm sure we can get there eventually. Terry K is looking at the Metaverse as well. So thank you for posting that. Great to hear your insights on the Metaverse. I think a lot of people want to kind of poke their toes in. And we're going to be giving more information. Learn some Lenny. Hello. Welcome to the live show. If this is your first show, we do these as much as possible. And also thank you to Pedro. That's my cousin. He's out in the UK. Thank you for taking some time to check us out, Pedro. Really appreciate it very much. Lots more to come. Lots and lots more to come. I did want to mention quickly the competition that we started. So we ended up, for this month, doing a live trading competition, and we have quite a few people who have decided to enter. Down the bottom, you can see the rules that we have going on for the competition, but it's basically you get $100,000, do what you want with it, and these are the top 1, 2, 3, 4 in the last 24 hours. Jay is up 2.26%. You can click on it. If you're in the competition, you can see his equity curve, and then you can also see what he's holding, or his breakdown and also his performance. So just want to say thank you to everybody who's doing this. I'm not going to go through every single person's, but these are the holdings that are doing well for him, and I think it's a great tool. If you want to participate, let us know. Send us an email, info@signaturefxa.com. The last thing that I wanted to just show is the leaderboard. So this is where the big people are actually holding the profit. So up more than 7% is Kyle Harvey, 4% is Javon, and Shane Hollis has got a handsome 4.18%. So just wanted to say thank you and give a quick shout out to everybody who is doing the fantasy competition. If you need more information, let us know.
It's killing me being on the sidelines watching it, man. It looks like a lot of fun, man. Seriously.
Yeah.
I mean, we did ours when we were doing it, but with the amount of people that's in, it seems like a lot of fun going on there, man.
Yeah. It is. I think people are really enjoying it, and it's good to see the interaction as well.
Might have to slip in a little application for the next one.
Okay, yeah, you can do that. You can do that for sure. I think next up we're gonna do the side bet, PJ. So without further ado, let's get over to that side bet, everybody. It's what you've been waiting for. It's what you've been waiting for.
Yeah, so
I just wanted to say before you start, PJ, I just want to say another congratulations to you, because you really did win the side bet fair and square. And I just want to say congratulations to you. Well done. 4-3 to you. And you deserve every single accolade that you received, PJ.
Appreciate it.
That's all I want to start with.
Appreciate it. It was fun. It was a tough one. We had a few nice little hooks.
Yeah.
But this time, the Clash of the Titans, we got Fub versus Andrew. Let's see. How do you guys want to do? You want to choose what style it is first, or it's all up to me?
So for me, PJ, it's all up to you. It's on you. So whatever you decide, bring it on. Let's do this.
All right. So now I'm going to throw a few tricky ones. So you know that Google has had its 20-to-1 stock split, and we will probably keep this in mind. But let me pull up my chart, and I would like to see your views on where Google's going to be in 1 month's time. So March 13th. Let's see. Actually, where does March? Let's see if it falls on a work day first.
So am I going to decide this now, or can I get
Sorry.
No,
let's do March 11th.
Let's
do March 11th instead.
To decide now. I think we decide now, right?
Let me just pull up my chart then. 1 second.
So I got a chart here as well.
By 5 o'clock. Let's do March 18th. Let's do March 18th. By 5 o'clock on March 18th, right? Let's see. Where could I find some? I'm gonna pick a support or resistance line and see who wants to go over or under. Fair enough.
Okay, what's the price? What's the price? Can you give us the price for over and under?
Yeah, give me 2 seconds. I'm just gonna pull up my chart. Okay, let's see. 2,500. I'll keep it simple. 2,500.
2,500. I'll draw a line for us both, Andrew. And this, so everybody knows, this is completely off the cuff, unrehearsed.
Yeah, guys, you've
they didn't have a chance to prep.
My computer's off, my charts are off, so yeah, nice one.
Okay, 2,500. Here we go. 2,500 is here.
I think that might be too easy for you guys.
That's the low right here?
I think it's too easy for you guys.
So I think well, you said at the end of the month.
Sorry.
Above.
Sorry, I was looking at a different chart.
I would say below. I would take below.
Yeah, that's why I said it would be too easy for you.
No, I'll take below.
And
if Andrew wants to take it.
End of the month. This month.
By the 18th, 5 o'clock.
We're going to be below this. I think we're going to be below
of which month? So it's March, yeah? 18th of
March
March.
18th.
No, not 8. I thought end of the month. Sorry, I'll take end of the month if you want to do. Because I think before we used to do the last day of the month.
So.
Would you do end of the month?
All right.
I'm just asking Andrew if that's too far.
I'll go higher than 2,500. End of the month. So
I think we go lower.
February 28th. I'm higher.
Okay, cool. Well, February 28th is a Monday. So yeah, all right, cool. So that will be it.
Okay, this is it.
Who would say that $2,500 price point?
Higher for Andrew.
Okay, I'm gonna do higher for Andrew and lower for me.
That was simple, guys.
Was it easy?
One thing we do need to talk about, Mandela, is your forfeit for losing last year.
Yeah, I was hoping you guys would forget about that because I lost last time, and I hoped that you guys would forget about it.
No. So actually, PJ hasn't stopped texting me right now as we're live on air. PJ's texting me forfeit.
So what do you have in mind? Because I need a heads up. I need to be able to prepare mentally and physically.
What I'm thinking is, obviously, it was my decision to choose. But what I might do is, in the next video, is put it out to the chat, and I might give the chat a couple of options. So the option might be: does Mandela do a show dressed as a Bitcoin bear? Does Mandela have to dress up as a gold bull? We don't know, to be honest.
Oh my gosh! Now, can I remind you of one thing? That there is Valentine's Day coming up very soon, and I think that you need to be a little bit more sensitive with, everybody has, love in the air, and you have to remember that you may have to do a forfeit next year.
Okay, so I'll take that on board, and you can dress up as Cupid.
Okay, I'll take that. Actually, that's better than a beer any day.
Yeah, no, I think we put out to the group. Actually, that'll be this month's competition in the community. Will be what's Mandela's forfeit. We'll give him a couple of options.
Yeah, I think that's fair.
I'm confident I'm going to win.
I think that whatever it is, I'm going to enjoy it. Whatever, it doesn't matter. It's going to happen.
Let's outline the rules or the series. Do you want to do one per month for the year? We started halfway through the year with Mandela and I when we first started the show. But did you guys want to do a 6-month time period, or do you want to do
should we do
12
6 months? Should we do 6 months, guys? So then we can get PJ back into the competition.
Yeah. I don't like being a spectator for too long.
But, we can get PJ back involved sooner. So 6 months, we'll say from February. 6 months.
6 months from this. Yeah, this is our number one. Yeah.
Let's do that. Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool.
Okay, cool. Let's do it. All right. Next up, I
hope I win.
I'm sure. Yeah. For your own sake.
Yeah, for my exact. No, that's why. Yeah.
Yeah, so I wanted to say a big thanks to Just for Kicks. They're the ones that actually did these really cool swag that we have, all the merchandise. They got, I like that green one. That green one is tidy, man.
Guys, when I got the delivery from Bermuda, I just had a quick look. It's like, Mandela's like happy days.
Yeah.
No, guys, really appreciate this, and it's just top quality stuff. I know I'm doing an advert Just for Kicks, but it really is good gear, So really appreciate this, and thanks so much, to the pair of you for sending this over. It's excellent. Thank you.
Yeah, I'm glad that you like it. And it's definitely something that we want to continue to do because, like we said, we're trying to help people. We're volunteering our time as well. You guys are volunteering your time. Thankfully, you don't have to be on here, but we want to make it kind of worth everybody's while. So just a last reminder to post #SFX in the chat if you would like to be entered into the draw for a Signature FX mug and a Signature FX hat. And we're going to do the draw right now. I'm going to actually prepare it.
Just another thing while we hear people slid in the chat. While we're doing the show, obviously we got a script or an idea what we're going to talk about. If there's anything you want us to pull up, any charts or anything off topic, just let us know or post a link in the comments. We'll open that link up and let's just have a chat about it. Let's talk and let's just get everyone's opinion on that topic for sure. So if there's anything in the chat you want to talk about, just let us know. So it doesn't have to be scripted, it doesn't have to be to what PJ Mandela and I think. Just let us know what you want to talk about, and let's do it.
Yep. Last call. Signature FX or #SFX in the chat. We got another one. Here we go. Let's see who the winner is. Good luck to everybody. Thank you for investing time with us today. And the winner is Terry K. Terry K.
You're gonna start thinking it's a setup.
Terry K. Yeah. So that's
guys,
Terry K right there.
Hoping one of you can reach out to Terry. Would like to get Terry back on the show as well, just to go through some tips for 2022. Really enjoyed her on the show last time. I've taken some really good advice from her as well. So it'd be good to get her back if we can. So when we deliver the hat or the mug, we can have a chat with her. That'd be great.
Yeah, I think so. I think she's definitely got her own following, and I really enjoy what she's doing. Anybody who is curious about her, check her out. Sovereign Life Podcast. Just Google that, and you can find out more information about her. I think that's more or less it. I think we're just gonna do our words of wisdom, guys. Any words of wisdom that you want to leave with everybody before we wrap it up?
Yeah, totally forgot about it.
Oh my dear. Okay, that's what happens when you're live. That's how it goes, I guess.
So you guys go, and I'll just quickly Google something while you.
Oh boy. Okay, so what I'm thinking is for wise words of wisdom. So I'll start off, and I'm going to speak very slowly so that Andrew has enough time to prepare something.
Thank you.
So everybody can. So when I started out, let me just speak from myself, because everybody's at a different skill level, different place in their journey. When I started out, I could intellectually understand everything that was being shared. I understood how the technicals worked. You buy low, you sell high. It's really, really easy. Everything made sense, but I had a difficulty actually executing it in real time. So my advice, my words of wisdom would be to try and find a way that you learn best, and try and keep yourself accountable. I know it sounds boring, but if every day you're looking at something new about investing, have a new term of the week, look at books, read books, look at shows like ours and other shows. And if you can schedule time every day to try and learn a little something new from reputable sources, I think you'll be very glad that you did. That's my wise word for today. PJ, what do you think?
No, just to piggyback off of you, man. That's how I got involved. Way back in college when we were trading, we treated them as like gambling. We had the theory right, but we didn't have all of the theory, the risk management, the emotional intelligence, and emotional side of things. We didn't really have that check. Well, I know I didn't. I could speak for myself. But so I had a second crack at it, and I said, you know what? Instead of dealing with stocks, let me try crypto. And I did a few courses, and I found out that they are going to be the future. And I said, let me just go 100% in on it. So every lunch hour I would get a laptop, find a meeting room at my job, and I would just go ham and then just try to learn as much as I can. Dedicated it time then, and then at home, instead of watching Netflix or whatever else people might watch when they get home from work, I was just looking at shows like this, and just trying to increase my financial literacy, my financial sort of understanding on these things. And yeah, man, that's what it's all about. Just continually fuel yourself with positive information, and you should be all right.
Yep. Cool. That's great advice. Andrew, you got enough time, or do you want me to say the alphabet backwards?
No, I'm good. I've just pulled up 57 inspirational quotes from Star Wars. So
that's good.
Surprise. But yeah, so go. Always remember, your focus determines your reality.
Okay, yeah, that's nice. That's good.
Yeah, that's pretty nice, yeah, guys. That's pretty good. And your focus does determine your reality, for sure. And we can expand on that. But I won't spoil it too much, guys, because on the Investor Blueprint, we do have a special guest coming up who deals with positive mindset.
Excited for this.
About being lean within yourself. Getting yourself out of bed and being better, faster. A little bit more oomph to your daily life. So I'm looking forward to getting him on the show and us getting that out there. So guys, officially, I think I'm done with the show, but I don't know if you guys want to stay on for 5 and then just relax a bit and we just pull up a chart and we just chat. And then
we can just chat.
If people want to stay on, they stay on. If they don't, well, we'll see you soon. But I just want to run through some US 30 chart with you, just purely between us three. But if anyone's interested in having a look at the US 30 for the next couple of weeks, stay on, have a look, guys. And if you're interested in what we're doing, or if you're unsure, just drop your concern in the comments and let us know what you think. And I'll just try and go back over it. So, guys, don't want to stop the music and let's just freestyle on a US 30
that
chart
sounds
for
good.
5.
You want to just keep the live show going?
Yeah, shall we?
keep the
Or
live
do you
show.
want to
Yeah, we might as
do you want
well.
to restart the live stream, or what do you want to do?
I know we just keep it going. Let's just keep it
Yeah.
going. I think this
There's
is
no
part of
limit
the
to it?
supplement. This is the supplement. No limit to it at all. I mean, we
So-
could put a timer on. Do we want to put a timer on and say each chart, give ourselves 3 minutes to go through each chart or something like that, just for fun?
No,
5
just
minutes?
I just want to
Okay.
have a chat with you guys. Just go through it. Like say,
Okay.
I think everyone's probably left by now, and if it's just
Yeah.
us three,
Okay.
basically, know the chat we have off air before we start.
Yeah, because we have some good content
Yeah,
that's
so
not
it's just-
recorded, when we
Yeah.
guys just get together and talk. So,
So I'm
yeah,
just
this
gonna-
could be
just
another
gonna-
one of that.
So I'm just going to relax a bit now and
Okay. That's fair. That's
just
fair.
talk. So, guys, want to share my screen with you? So I just want to show you something.
Yeah,
on
if you share the
US
screen,
30, yeah.
yeah, just put it in and I can pop it
One
up.
second. Let me know if you can see that.
Yeah, it's up now. There we go. Hey now.
Yeah. Hey.
Now we're cooking.
No, yeah. Technology, guys. Technology. Okay, guys, look at this chart. Now, let me just show you something. So we
Bearish.
talked before the show. We were talking about moving averages, and like we all talk about 2050. The death cross or the golden cross. But do you know what? I can shout out my window now, neighbor. 2050. And you say death cross, guys. Everyone knows about it, so the institutes can't be trading it.
Yeah.
The best traders can't be using it. If everyone knows about it, if you can just go on to Forex Peace Army or whatever, and they say 2050, it's not the one. So I'm not going to share it live on air, actually, but I will share it with you, yeah? But guys, look at the sort of moving averages we're using here on a weekly chart. And when we see an across, yeah, we're seeing significant movement within that cross. Yeah, so that's first of all. And I'm also looking at the RSI, so the relative strength index. So this, and what a lot of people think, they get confused and they say it's overbought or oversold. That's not really true. What that means is that the price is strong here, yeah, and it's low here. That's what RSI means. It's a strength index. Yeah, it's not an oversold chart or an overbought chart. So you can see here, guys, we got this breakout here, and you can see where we're at. We've got some significant movement to the downside. It doesn't happen often, but when it does, we get in a big move. So the next one I wanted to just quickly talk to you about, guys, was here. So we got the crossover here, yeah, and we got the direction of the relative strength where it's going. You can see it's in a bullish momentum. It's it's to the upside, and look at the movement we got from here. Oops, from here, and look where we got to. Yeah,
So you would have. It was like a buy signal. It's a buy signal.
It's a buy signal. So it moved from from 2.25 up to 3.5. Yeah. Now, what I've been charting, what I've been looking at is we're starting to see it started to run out a little bit of steam here, guys. Yeah, and we're actually starting to see this cross again. We're actually starting to see the RSI as well. It's starting to take a bit of a bearish move. There's other factors in this, guys, like you said about macros earlier. That plays a part. What's going on in the Ukraine plays a part. What's happening with crypto, it plays a part. But guys, potentially, yeah, we're going to see a big move to the downside on the US 30. If that happens, if you look at the correlation between US 30 and Bitcoin, I don't know if Mandela, if you can quickly pull that up.
Yeah, I can pull that up right now.
If you look at that correlation, they seem to go a little bit hand in hand.
So this is the correlation between US 30 is the candlesticks,
yeah,
and Bitcoin is the orange line.
Yeah. So guys, look
So
at it.
let me just pull that up. Yeah, something like that.
Okay.
Yeah, almost identical.
Yeah.
So this is why I'm calling myself the Bitcoin bear today, because I think Bitcoin is if Russia invade the Ukraine, which potentially looks like it's going to happen, if it does happen, US stock market, it will drop initially. At first, of course, it will. People will move all their money safe out of the dollar into precious metals and commodities and things like that. Yeah, and the US 30, it's going down, guys. I think it's bearish. I think once it goes bearish, I think Bitcoin's going to follow. So I don't know, guys. What's your opinion on it? That's why I'm seeing it. From what I'm charting and from what I'm following from fundamental point of view.
So the first thing I will say, PJ, before I let you share your thoughts is, I think the jinx is real, and if we all agree on something, I am worried that it won't happen. So I don't know if the term jinx or putting your mouth on it or superstition means anything. I am going to say nothing. Because I am afraid of what may happen as a result. But Andrew, I think all I will say is, Andrew, I think you're spot on with this. And the other thing I was going to say is, you have to look at your time frame. So if you are looking at day trading, you have to think, what's the trend? If you're looking at long term, you also have to think, okay, what's the 6-month trend? Day trading, what's the daily, weekly trend? And I think Andrew said it very well. I'm not gonna add anything else. PJ?
No, I agree. It's the proof's in the pudding, right? These things that we use as far as indicators and the candlesticks, these things have historically, been able to identify certain trends. And when you've got multiple indicators suggesting the same outcome, then you only have to pay attention to it, right? Keep your stops. If you hogging long still, if you think that Bitcoin is, we're entering the early adoption phase or the early majority phase on that, the bell curve of adoption that we've seen before, then go ahead and just make sure you have your stops in check so you don't see any big losses.
So for me as well. Good. So I don't know if we can go back to my shared screen.
Sorry, let me do that right now. Here we go. There you go.
Can you zoom in? Do you have that ability to zoom in?
So if you can zoom in, I can just there you go.
So
that's
one sec. Let me see if I can sort this out. So guys, what I'm looking at as well is, so it's not just about moving averages or indicators, because there is more to that. Yeah. So what we got here, if you look at this candle here, it's a solid candle. There's no wick. It's called a Mabuzu break candle. That is a strong bearish candle. Okay. So what's happened then is the price moved there. Okay. The buyers have come in. The sellers tried to take control, as we know. They've created this wick here, which is going to be which is my target, which is my support, and that's what I'm looking to sell to. Okay. Buyers have tried to come back. But what's happened then? It's wicked out here. So it's a point of failure, this wick. And it's failed here. So they've tried to push the price up twice. They've given it a go. The buyers have, but they failed on both occasions. And the red candle here means the sellers or the bears, they've taken control of that market. Now, what's going to happen is these are weekly candles. Like I said, I don't trade H4 or daily. Reason is you can just get whipsawed or stop lost out on the news. So by trading larger time frames, the news doesn't have that much of an impact. What's going to happen, guys, on the market open, potentially it's going to open below these two moving averages. Potentially it's going to open below this price. And if it does, then we're looking for another bearish week with the US 30. Now, if we see a bearish week, there's only so much. It's like under pressure, isn't it? And this price is gonna collapse. That's what's gonna happen. You're gonna see a price collapse on this US 30. It's just gonna fall out there. And that's what I see happening. So I'm very patient on US 30. It's probably going to take a couple of weeks to play out. I'm hoping it happens sooner rather than later, because I can just take my take profit around here, which I'm looking to do. I'm looking to sell and take profit around here. But I'm looking to place my stops just above this wick here. So I think it's a really good sell opportunity on the US 30. Like I say, with the Super Bowl, there's going to be a lot of money floating around tonight in the US.
The promotion for buyers is going to be heavy. They're really going to promote for buyers to come in and try to buy or their sell orders for sure.
But that's the fake breakout. So what happens is you can come in and buy, you can get another wick, and then it's a rug pull, isn't it? I just look at these two candles here. This is such a powerful bearish candle. It's just. I'd be reluctant to buy. I'd be very reluctant to buy US 30 at the moment.
So do you see the candle on the right, the one at the very so sort of where the next one to it?
This one?
Yes, that one.
Yeah.
You see how that one is trying to basically entice the buyers,
Yes.
and then the one right next to that one is
Yeah.
the one that we're in right now, and you see how it looks like we hit a little bit of a higher high,
Yeah.
slightly. So I would call that a stop run, or a stop run for the beers.
Yeah.
So if you're getting short, you would basically have your stop loss above the market price, and that would try and basically scare them off or flick them out.
That's right.
And so that's how I look at that. And I actually think that is very similar to the Bermuda sea turtle that comes up out of the water very, very cautiously. It will take a breath of water and then go back down. And that's I'm gonna call that the Bermuda sea turtle formation. That's what I'm gonna call that.
So okay, just okay. If I was to put you on the spot now and just say, guys, buy or sell.
Sell, definitely sell.
Yeah, it's no dispute.
Sell.
If that last candle, if that body was above those moving averages,
yeah,
that would have been giving me some sort of indication that it could potentially, go up for continue the uptrend. But because it's hit that resistance, it's become a bit more clear. And what time frame is this again?
So I'm
that's Andrew. Andrew's got it.
So so what I do, guys, I trade big moves like this on a weekly chart.
Yeah.
So because what it is ultimately is like the D1 and the H4. It's zoomed in, so it's going to give you a false signal, but ultimately the trend or the price is going to always follow the larger time frame. It is, and let me explain this quickly now, because I see actually I'm really happy. There's one or two people still in the chat, so that's really good. So as a retail trader, so like the likes of you and I, okay, small money, that's what we are. On a M30 or a H1, we might see some price movement where we think we're relevant, okay? But when you get to a weekly chart, a weekly candle or a monthly candle, we are minnows, guys. We are micro pips, yeah? So what you see in here, this movement here, this wasn't retail trade moving us. This was institutes, guys. This was banks. So the bank, the institute made this move, not us, because we're fractions. You know what you know what I'm saying. You know where I'm coming from, yeah. So this move here, guys, this was an institutional move, and it's a massive move. There's no wick on the candle. It's a Mabuzu break, and I think it's a very bearish sign for the US.
I would even go as far as to say is the next candle will probably be very similar to that that large bodied candle.
Yeah.
Before.
So three candles before.
The large Marabuza
They would look identical.
About. I would think the next candle will be very similar to that.
Yeah. So just a question from Terry K. She just wanted to have clarification on what's US 30. I think she may be looking at adding this to her portfolio.
Go on, Fubs, you better with that.
Yeah, so US 30 is the Nasdaq. Basically, it's the Nasdaq. It's the tech stock. So the easiest ticker is the Qs, triple Qs, QQQ. That's a ETF. That's probably the easiest way to get it. But yeah, Andrew's referring to the Forex parlance, or the term from Forex. Sorry, continue.
Yes, so what I've done, guys, is I've actually zoomed in on the chart. So just to talk through some of these candles. So you can see here's your high. Yeah, lower high, lower high. Yeah, okay. A bit of, as Mandela said, we got a Bermudian turtle here. Yeah, I picked it up quick, didn't I? Yeah. But guys, we can see these wicks here. They're rejection, guys. They're false breakouts. They are rejection. So what happens? The price is pushed up here. And the sellers have said to the buyers, no, enough's enough. You're not having your own way anymore. Yeah, and they've pushed the price back down. Again, they've pushed the price back down. They actually closed the price then in the red. So for me, guys, I got my vertical resistance here.
Yep.
Vertical support here. So I've trapped the price.
Yeah.
What I'm expecting is this price now to open out here. We probably will see a pullback, of course. Yeah, we'll see like a lightning bolt or a zigzag bump. Then I'm expecting the price to come around here. So I'm looking to tonight's open. or this afternoon's open for you guys. I'm potentially looking to sell, and I'm looking to take profits around 33,100. So
Okay.
that's where I'm at on the US 30. So just for people who anyone's still on the chat, just to look, if you're gonna might be worth you going on YouTube, understanding Japanese candlesticks, and it'll tell you now about wicks, what these wicks are, the points of rejection or points of failure. Yeah, that's what they are.
Pressure.
So
Yeah.
one thing I just
Buying
want to add,
pressure.
if I can add one thing as the icing on the cake. Andrew's made a beautiful cake that everybody wants to eat into. The only other thing I would say is the macro and the geopolitical is adding to this pressure, this downward pressure.
It's just sprinkles on top.
That's it.
Yeah. Perfect example. Perfect example of that. We could be uptrend, and then you're right. The data for non-farm or unemployment claims, it doesn't go as expected. That's the catalyst, and that's the U-turn in the market to push it back down.
Yeah, that's the Bermuda turtle. The first one that you just hit. That's a classic. Yeah, that's the I guess the Papa turtle. The big turtle. I'm gonna see if I can find a turtle graphic for the next show.
Wave one.
Yeah, that's where the serious bears would have got in there, and they're probably still holding a good proportion of their shorts.
Yeah, definitely. So guys, I'm really interested what this plays out, and but the after hours show on the next supplement, we go back to this and review.
I think we should do after hours show. I think going forward. But thank you guys. I think the Bermuda turtle. I think I found something. Let me know if this actually does it justice. Let me see. Here we go. Let's try it. I don't know if it's gonna work. All right, so is that the Bermuda turtle? It's like
there's the stop loss. There he is.
Just the stop loss just gets hit and then it goes back.
There's the profit below. Yeah,
100%. That kind of works. I like the after hours show. Maybe we can incorporate that as well. And I do want to say thank you to everybody in the live chat for hanging tight with us. We got another message here from Hezekiah Otterbridge saying what's good. So thank you for sitting tight with us. These are the real fans. These are the people who are really serious about it. But thanks to everybody for taking time. That's it from me, guys. I think we're good. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I don't know. You want to hang out live on the other channel, or what we have to?
Yeah, we can. So I gotta take my son to the. I want to shout out to my wife who has been very, very supportive when I'm not feeling well. Yesterday, I didn't feel well, and I said to my wife, you know what? I could go and take him to football practice, but I have the live show tomorrow, and I don't want to be sick for the live show, so I'm gonna have to rest. So big shout out and love and respect to my wife for taking my son, but I do have to check in a few minutes.
Just a quick one, though, guys. Just Ryan's just jumped back in the chat with hashtag Signature FX. Ryan, you're in the wrong show, mate. You might hear about, or he's 2 weeks. He's 2 weeks too early. I don't know which one, guys.
Well, you know the thing,
Ryan will message you now.
So I want to tell you guys an idea I had. I honestly think Ryan's personality is what we're looking for the show. So how would you guys feel? I'm putting you on the spot, so you can say we can talk about it later. How would you feel if we had Ryan on every other show?
Yes, that's me, man.
It'd be good to get Ryan
every other
back.
show, maybe every other show.
It'd be good to get Ryan back on the show. Definitely like his Forex insight, and it'd be good to get Ryan back on the show. But that goes for everyone who's in the chat or everyone's in our groups. We'd love to get you on as part of a Signature FX panel. Maybe the crypto crew or whatever we're going to call you guys, the crypto council. I'd love to get you guys on the show and get as many people live and interactive as we can. So rather than you guys just putting comments in the chat, maybe you guys can just come on, just come on camera and just jump on live with us and just turn the supplement show into a full debate or full chat. Like a load of mates, down the pub or out of the restaurant having a meal or something. That'd be really cool. I'd enjoy that.
Be nice.
Like a nice hangout, guys. I think that'd be good.
Yeah, I would like that a lot. All right, last thing I was just gonna say was I'm looking forward to the rest of the month, and I think we can say goodbye to everybody at this point. I think the next show is gonna be an extra special guest that Andrew has coordinated. So look out for our very next show, and also take some time to look back at some of the other shows that we've done. Have a look at the catalog. We have quite a lot of content with a lot of tips and tricks, especially this one as well. You can have another look at this too if you need to.
Yeah, guys, I just think it'd be quite good. Let's do that, guys. Let's get all our guests on. Let's get all our viewers onto the show. Let's make it more interactive. And then what we can do then, guys, maybe we just freestyle. We can talk about the Metaverse. We can talk about crypto or whatever takes a fancy. You know, let's maybe freestyle on the show. I think that'll be really good. And if the guests then can bring their own story that they want to cover, something that's they've highlighted in the news over the week, I think that'd be really good. I'd enjoy that.
I agree. I think Ryan Williams is looking forward to the next show, and we are too. That's one way to end the show. I think it's going to be it's a great time to be investing. There's a lot of craziness going on in the world right now, and having something like this that we can all share, I think is very positive. So thanks again to everybody. Terry K said, love the freestyle format. Yeah. So I think we could probably do like an after show thing like this. We would normally do this with just the three of us, like Andrew said, but putting it out there and letting you guys know what we're really about is key.
Yeah, it's quite, but the chats we have, guys, before the show is quite, it's unfiltered, no hold barred, anything goes. We just talk about anything and everything, and, please offend. We do, don't we? We're brutally honest with each other, and I think that'd be quite good. Maybe for some of the guys to see or be part of, and like we've been off air, offline, and we're talking about certain cryptos or currencies, and just total disagreement, and it's quite good fun actually. Watching us challenge each other as well. So I think that'd be good.
Yep. And the last thing I was going to say is when you see a macro event about to come out, just remember this.
Coming in hot.
Guys, we're going to use that every show now.
Let's have it.
Yeah.
All right. I think we're good to go, guys.
No, brilliant.
PJ, any last words, PJ?
Stay tuned with the charts, man. Stay tuned with the charts. Stay tuned with the SEC case if you're invested in XRP. Stay tuned with what's going on in the Metaverse, NFT. This is going to be a big year for a lot of those industries or things that was mentioned. So stay tuned, man. I'll share my thoughts on BTC next show. I don't want to start up another half an hour conversation.
All right, guys. Yep, cool, everybody.
Thanks, guys. I'll see you all soon. Take care.
Right. Take it easy. Bye.
Bye.